Accent is a program about us and our lives. Each one of us belongs to a certain ethnic group, nation, and culture. From early childhood, we learn to perceive the world with the help of our native language, customs, and traditions. As we go about our daily lives, run errands, go to work, attend school, we all become one entity. We become a society, the citizens of our country.
Turkey is the sun and sea, a traditional vacation place for the millions of tourists from all over the world. The Turkish people have colorful, unique traditions. They were considered as one of the best farmers in the world. They treat the land where they live with great care and respect. In Kazakhstan, they continue farming and transfer their experience from generation to generation. One of the heroes in today's program is Vasip Ismailov and his family, who will tell us about their life in Kazakhstan and share some recipes of the traditional Turkish cuisine. Also today, we will meet the chairman of the Turkish Ethnic Cultural Center and member of the Assembly of Kazakhstan Nations Council, Ziyaddin Kasanov. Around 200,000 ethnic Turkish, as we call them, live in Kazakhstan. But you know, they mostly live in the South Kazakhstan region, in the Jambul region, Almaty region, Kizlyarda region. And the young people live in Astana, Karaganda, Kostanay, Aktau, Atrau, well, all over Kazakhstan.
Так, вот если такое массовое взять, то больше в этих регионах. Ну и проживает в основном, так скажу.
Around 20% reside in the cities, 80% in rural areas around Almaty, Shymkent, and Taraz.
Города вокруг города Тараза. И вот в этих регионах.
Perhaps the most popular industry in these areas is farming. Vasip Yusufovich Ismailov, PhD in agriculture. Honorary citizen of the Jibek Kazakh region, he was awarded a medal for contribution in science in Kazakhstan. Vasip Ismailov published several books on agriculture, namely the technology of growing the horticultural nurslings and nurslings of evergreen and broad-leaved sorts of trees. Vasip is one of the directors of a farm in the Baytedek settlement. The farm is engaged in production of rural produce. Over 60 kinds of nurslings are grown in the farm.
Турки издревле занимались земледелием.
Since ancient times, the Turkish were the farmers, and it impacted our lives, our choice of profession, and choice of what we do today, what we grew up with. Now we grow corn.
То, что мы видели в детстве, то сейчас занимаемся сейчас. То есть выращиваем кукурузу.
Corn growing started around 12,000 years ago. It became popular thanks to Christopher Columbus, and since then people started seeding corn in Europe. The usefulness of corn in nutrition is due to its contents. The corn cob contains lots of vitamins. This plant in Turkey is called kokoros, which means tall plant.
На сегодняшний день и всегда она была кукуруза, это царица полей.
Today and always, the corn has been the queen of the field. There's no meat without corn, no milk without corn. Farm birds are not growing without it.
Кукуруза здесь семиречье, плодороднейшее.
Our fertile lands provide excellent harvest.
И почему я говорю именно благодарить, что мы здесь родились, выросли? Потому что Казахстан, в отличие от других регионов мира...
The reason why I say I'm grateful to be born here is that compared to other countries in the world, Kazakhstan today is the wealthiest, most peaceful, the most economically developed. For instance, here I am the head of the World Association of Turks that reside in 10 to 11 countries in the world, and I proudly say that I am a citizen of Kazakhstan. I openly say that we must be grateful and take really good care of our motherland. If you try to express the Turkish music using a single instrument, then the first one coming to mind is called baglama. For centuries, the Turkish folk poets expressed love, happiness, and sadness in the sounds of this wonderful musical instrument. Baglama for them was a friend and the means of communication. Today, baglama is the most popular string musical instrument in Turkey. Making a baglama is a very long and labor-consuming process. The master is usually using several types of wood to make different parts. The body is made of selected kinds of mulberry, the neck is made of cherry, and the inside structure holding all parts using wooden nails is made of hard nut. It is important for the wood to naturally produce good sound. Another condition is that the wood must be dry and the drying process should be done naturally in open air. Most kinds of wood are dried for 5 years. A good instrument is made out of very well dried wood. When the raw material is ready, the master cuts the required shape. The cutting is done along the wood fibers considering the color. Good quality instruments made of good wood are never painted. A coating of lacquer is enough to preserve the natural pattern.
Это вот традиционно турецкая семья за столом, то, что осталось от наших предков, наши национальные.
This is a traditional Turkish family. On the table is what we learned from our ancestors, national customs and traditions. I would like to show you the way we sit at the table. The head of the family is at the head of the table. Today it is my older brother. I sit on one side. I am younger than him. And my other brother sits. Then the children, son and nephew. On the other side is our sister. After her is the niece, then daughter-in-law, and then the children. This is the traditional way in the Turkish family. This is flatbread, bazlama, the traditional bread with a Turkish name. It can be made quickly and is very popular in every family. It can be transported very well. It stays fresh for a long time. You can also spread butter on it while it's hot.
Можно в любое время хлеб. Причем его маслом замазывать. Когда горячий, его маслом.
Для приготовления турецкого хлеба базлама
For cooking the Turkish bazlama, you need flour, a little bit of salt, some yeast, and water. You mix it all. The dough should be soft. When the dough rises, you need to cut it in small pieces. split them open and fry in a dry hot pan. 15 minutes and the bread is ready.
Пошли, собрались, братья, и начали мы работать.
All brothers got together and started working. We started growing vegetables, started a garden, we grow the nurslings. We started milking the cows that we had at our farm.
Которые дома были, коровы собрали, 4 коровы, оттуда начали, сейчас у нас целая ферма развилась. Потихоньку мы начали работать.
We had 4 cows, and now we have a big farm. We started working little by little. By that time, our children grew up, graduated from universities. Now they continue what we do and what we learned from our ancestors. The Turkish ceramic from history is an excellent product from merging the first cultures. The art of ceramic begins in the 11th century. The Turkish masters of ceramic were inspired by nature. They did not copy what they saw, but created according to their vision. Initially, the ceramic was characterized by white and blue colors, mostly with flowers as decoration. The motif of this coloring is also called the Seljuks art. Later, the Chinese influence faded and the masters started coloring the ceramic in bright, live colors: red, blue, green, turquoise, and gold-plated. Today, the ancient trade keeps on living and perfecting in multiple family workshops in Turkey.
Второе это блюдо, это хасали, это называется именно нашего народа. Именно нашего народа это имеет свойство слоеное, как слоеный, ну типа как слоеный пирог.
The second dish is hasyal. It is from our nation. It is similar to layered cake and is cooked in a pan. This is called piale, a baked stuffed pie. It is baked in an oven. Then there's our traditional cheese. Russian cheese made by our recipe with olives. This is a must-have dish. No one would come to the table without cheese. The Turkish like cheese very much. Back at the times when they were nomads, they discovered that cheese is a very good, practical product. It is very filling, can be stored for a long time. It is good for traveling. The leading position among the Turkish cheeses is taken by feta cheese that is made of cow's milk. It is good for breakfast with olives, added to salads, cold dishes, also used as stuffing for patty cakes. There are many kinds of feta cheese that differ by the level of saltiness and fat contents. Feta cheese can be hard and white, or soft with a yellowish shade.
Дальше у нас идет обязательно это зеленый лук. Сыр, маслины, зеленый лук – это обязательный атрибут, поэтому здесь на столе.
We also always eat green onions. Cheese, olives, green onions is a must-have meal on the table. Then there is yogurt. This is yogurt in the cups. Naturally, the yogurt is clear, made of whole milk.
Ежедневно употребление йогурта происходило.
We used to drink yogurt every day in the places where we lived previously, in our motherland, in the Caucasus. We do the same thing here. Any housewife can make it. When it comes to eating, you can see that everyone sits at the table. The head of the family starts the dinner, and everyone else begins to eat.
Ну, Казахстан, для меня, еще раз говорю, это, уже моя родина. Это земля, где я.
Kazakhstan for me is my homeland, the land where I was born and grew up. Today I want to say that I developed here as a person, as a businessman, and as a public person. Everything is related to Kazakhstan. So Kazakhstan for me now is everything.
Казахстан – это наша земля, наша родина. Это земля, которая кормит, поет, обувает, одевает и согревает.
Kazakhstan is our land, our homeland. The land that feeds us and warms us, does everything for us with love. And we must treat our land with love. We must love our land. Take good care of it, and then it will provide you with everything.
Будущее любого человека, наверное, связано с детьми, с их становлением, с их будущим уже.
The future of every person is related to children, their growth and their future.
Родились и выросли в Алмате, сейчас получили образование, работают сейчас здесь.
My children were born and raised in Almaty. Now they have a good education. They work here as businessmen and as public persons.
Я уверен, что у нас, у всех казахстанцев, очень хорошее, светлое будущее, и поэтому я уверен, у моих детей тоже, если, конечно, они будут стараться, быть, в первую очередь, надо трудолюбивым, любить.
I am sure that we, the Kazakhstanis, have a very good future. And I'm sure my children will have it too. Of course, if they work hard. And you have to work hard. Love your country. Do everything to be useful for your country and for your family as well.
Коллектив у нас очень такой многонациональный.
Our company is multicultural. We're Turkish. We also have Russians, Uyghur, Kazakhs. We're all people of Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is a multicultural country. Everyone lives and works here, and the country provides shelter, food and drink, shares its warmth and fertility.
İlk önce dünyadaki yaşayan insanlara sabır dilerim. Barış içinde yaşamalarını dilerim. Mutluluklar dilerim. Всем народам, которые проживают.
I think all the nations that live on this land, most of all, need peace. So I wish everyone to live in peace, and I wish prosperity and happiness.